I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, here today with Mike Sexton. Thanks for coming by, Mike.
My pleasure.
So the WPT Championship final table is coming up. You want to talk to me a little bit about it?
Well, it's going to be a great final table, no question about it. Anytime Gus Hansen's at a final table, you're always going to have a lot of fun. Great to watch. He's coming in as the big chip leader. He'll probably be the guy to beat, but I'm telling you, there's some heavyweights at this final table. This is going to be a great event.
Well, we're really looking forward to it. In seat number 1, we're going to have John Rivetto. He's got $2.7 million in chips.
Yeah, and John is a name that may not be known to a lot of our poker-playing audience out there, but he actually just finished third in a tournament a couple days before this big championship event.
He's running well.
In the seniors event right here at Bellagio. He almost made the final table at Borgata in our WPT championship event there once, actually finished 11th. So, you know, he has some experience, not as much as some of the other guys at this table, but still a pretty solid player.
Absolutely.
The seniors event, I lied about my age a little bit.
Okay.
I'm really a lot younger than that. But third in the seniors event was good. You know, I got a little unlucky at the final table, but I was happy. I don't, I know everybody at this final table can play. They're all good players. But I'm going to really try to get my money in with pretty strong hands, so I don't think that I'm going to have a lot of confrontations. When I do, it's going to be for all the chips. So I'm not going to get outplayed. I'm going to have to get outrun.
So in seat number 2, we have Gus Hansen. He's a big chip leader with $8.5 million in chips.
Well, he's won more tournaments on the World Poker Tour than any other player. The guy is really amazing to watch play. He has an uncanny sense of where he's at in a hand. He seems to know when he's got the best hand. He seems to know when he can take the pot away from an opponent as good as about anybody out on the tour. And I'm telling you, he won the first event in the history of the World Poker Tour. He's got a chance to win the last event of Season 6. And with the chip lead like he's got, you have to make him a favorite at this final table.
Definitely.
Well, I have the chip lead at the final table, and looks pretty good. I mean, I think my toughest opponent is going to be Corey Carroll. He's second in chips. He's the most aggressive of the rest of the bunch. So right now I think we're the two favorites to make it to heads up. But a lot of things can happen a hand or two, and suddenly I'm from the chip leader to last in chips. So, I mean, it can go very quickly. But I'm looking to kind of maintain my aggressive style, hoping to win a lot of pods, a lot of small pods, just racing from the get-go. So we'll see if the other players will let me do that. It would mean about, I think, $3.3 million to win the 4th World Poker Tour title. But, of course, this would also be nice to win the 4th one. I think I'm the only one who's won 3 World Poker Tour titles, and winning a 4th one would add a little to the gap between me and I think maybe a Daniel Negreanu who's won 2, and there might be 1 or 2 more that Howard Lederer has won 2, I think. But winning a big poker tournament is always nice, but you shouldn't discount the $3.3 million for first.
David Chiu's third in chips going into the final table. He's got $6 million, and he's in seat number 3.
Let me tell you, David Chiu is one of the most respected professional players anywhere that you go. This guy commands respect from all players because he is a player's player. You know, he plays all games well. When I had the Tournament of Champions about 10 years ago, David Chiu won that first championship event. I'm telling you, he's a player. He'll be a force to be reckoned with at this final table.
In the final table, there's quite a few of the players, Jeff King and John, supposed to be Gus. You know, it's kind of, everyone is pretty tough. I play only with Gus. The other players in very short period of time. I don't have ego problems. I like the cash more than the title.
Mike, in seat number 4 going into the final table, we have Tommy Lee. He has almost $2 million in chips.
Well, Tommy Lee is the brother of WPT champ Nam Lee, a guy I think has the best poker face in the business.
Certainly
Tommy has a good one as well. But anytime you have bloodlines, you know, of such great poker players in the family, you know, you're going to be a good poker player as well. And Tommy's had his fair share of cashes over the past year, but tonight he's got a chance to do the biggest cash in his career, obviously.
Certainly a force to be reckoned with.
I don't know too much about David Chiu, but Gus Hansen, obviously, everybody knows, super aggressive. Really, really good player, also. And another kid to look out for is Corey Carroll, I think his name was. Play with him a lot. I think he's really good. Really, really good player. Being a short stack, there's not much I could do. I'm just going to have to wait for hands. Hopefully the deck hits me hard and early. Get lucky, maybe get some chips, have some playing room. But for the most part, with the blinds being so high and my stacks, I mean, $2 million sounds a lot, but when the blinds are, $60, $120, that's not much you could do. It's just got to be patient, wait for hands, and play like a short stack would. Be very patient.
Second in chips going into the final table is Corey Carroll. He has $6.6 million.
And I can tell you, this guy is a player. He finished second in our Mandalay Bay Championship event on the World Poker Tour to Jonathan Little. But I'm telling you, he was the best player at that table. He commands respect from all the top pros. This guy's a poker player, and starting out in second chip position, you certainly got to give him a good shot to win this tournament.
Corey's definitely an aggressive player. We'll see what he can do here.
After the first World Poker Tour event, I left with a sour taste in my mouth, so I definitely want to win this one, and I'm going to try to play my best, and hopefully it works out. I get the question asked every time, what's more important, the title or the money, and definitely the money. I don't care about the title. I play poker for money, and that's what I'm here to make.
Jeff King is sixth in chips going into the final table. He's in seat number 6, and he's got 1.3 million chips.
Well, he's been playing tournament poker for a long time. He's never made a WPT final table, so obviously this is the biggest stage that he'll ever be performing on. Coming in as the low chip man at this final table with the caliber of players you've got at this final table and the chip count they've got, I think it's going to be very tough for him to go on and win this tournament.
Definitely, it could be, but it's been done before.
It has.
I have like 4 free hands, so I can fold 4 hands and maybe another round, but if I get a playable hand, I'm going to go with it. I'm sure Gus will play pretty aggressive to start out, and maybe some of the other ones, the shorter stacks, might play a little tight at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I played with Gus before, and most of the other people, this is the first time I played with them. So just the past couple of days, I've played with them.
So out of these 6 players, Mike, who do you think is going to come out on top for the WPT Championship?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be very surprised if one of the top 3 chip leaders don't win this tournament. I think they're the 3 most experienced, toughest players at this table. Talking about Gus Hansen, Corey Carroll, and David Chiu. If one of those 3 guys don't win, I'll consider it a major upset.
So how long do you think this final table will last?
Well, you never know. When Gus Hansen's on the table, it can go a little faster than normal, but when you're playing for this kind of money, I don't look for anybody to rush anything. I think they're all going to take their time, feel their way around to start with. We'll see what happens.
Great. Well, thank you very much for being here today, Mike.
Well, I appreciate it. I know one thing. This is going to be a phenomenal final table to watch. Very exciting.
I'm Lizzie Harrison from Mike Sexton for Card Player TV.